The month of May might not be quite here, and I am releasing my list earlier than usual, but that's no reason to not take a look at the top games April has given us so far. I must disclaim that this video is being recorded prior to the release of the following games, so if I end up missing a few potential titles like Jedi Survivor, forgive me in advance. With that being said, let's take a look at a few quality 1.0 drops and remasters before jumping into this month's top releases. Our first highlighted 1.0 is Everspace 2, a single-player adventure spaceflight experience. Players assume the role of Adam, a clone pilot seeking destiny, as they navigate a fast-paced shooter packed with brutal challenges and intense encounters. Throughout the journey, players will assemble a team of experts, unlock new abilities, and uncover secrets while exploring over 100 crafted locations across 7 unique star systems. The game offers a 30-hour campaign along with over 90 hours of content for completionists. Everspace 2 promises an exhilarating and immersive experience filled with dogfights, hidden treasures, and epic loot. Then next was the 1.0 release of Prototype, a single-player roguelike bullet hell, which immerses players in a world of bizarre experimentation and monstrous transformations. In this unique game, players awake to find themselves transformed into a monster and must quickly mutate and evolve to survive the oncoming wave of irrational experiments. Utilizing 19 characters, over 40 types of organs, and endless build combinations, players can customize their own skills, craft unique skill combos, and develop their skill tree to adapt and overcome their adversaries. With infinite possibilities including creating various projectiles, breeding offspring for assistance, and spreading deadly viruses, Prototype delivers a truly distinctive gaming experience that pushes the boundaries of creativity and survival. And our final quality 1.0 release was Wartales, a single and multiplayer co-op tactical RPG that plunges players into a fantasy world struggling to recover from a devastating magical plague. As the leaders of a mercenary band, players navigate an open-world map filled with towns, dungeons, and other points of interest, while engaging in a turn-based combat against hostile characters and creatures. Survival elements such as resource gathering, crafting, and camping are interwoven with narrative choices and region-specific storylines, providing a rich and immersive experience. Wartales also offers cooperative multiplayer gameplay, inviting players to explore and strategize together in this challenging medieval land. And for notable remasters, Mega Man fans should be happy as the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection came out earlier this month, which is a compilation of all 6 main games from the original Game Boy Advance series. Released in 2 volumes for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and on the PC, the collection includes updated online multiplayer, battle chip trading, an art gallery, a music player, and more. This collection offers a comprehensive and modernized Mega Man Battle Network experience fans of the series are sure to enjoy. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the 9 best games you should have already bought in the month of April. At number 9 is Minecraft Legends, a single and multiplayer PvP and co-op action strategy game developed by Mojang Studios and Blackbird Interactive and published by Xbox Game Studios. The game is set in the Minecraft universe, blending elements of both genres and offering players a third-person perspective. As the overworld faces an invasion by the piglins from the Nether, players must unite the world's mobs to defend their home and repel the corrupting force. Featuring both cooperative and competitive multiplayer modes, Minecraft Legends challenges players to strategize and battle their way to victory. I've had the opportunity to play a significant portion of Minecraft Legends, and despite some of the negative reviews, I do believe it's a good game overall. My main gripe, however, is the difficulty in navigating and positioning troops. Oftentimes, I resorted to repeatedly mob rushing bases to defeat castles, void of any strategic satisfaction. With a few updates, this game has the potential to be exceptional, but until then, it ranks lower on my list for the month, and for those with Game Pass, I do recommend giving Minecraft Legends a try. For those without, it's also available on all major consoles as well as Steam. Next, at number 8 is Tron Identity, a single-player visual novel adventure game developed and published by Bithell Games. Set in a new grid that has evolved without its creator's intervention, players play as Query, a detective program tasked with unraveling the mystery surrounding a break-in at the repository, which is the heart of this digital society. Players' decisions will significantly impact the story, leading to numerous possible outcomes as they interact with a diverse cast of characters and recover their lost memories by defragging their identity discs. Tron Identity offers rich world building, beautiful handcrafted character art, and a unique puzzle-based investigation system that will keep players engrossed in the ever-expanding world of Tron. My only qualm with this one is the length, as it is a bit on the shorter side, with only around 4 hours of content. But nevertheless, start blasting that kick-ass Tron movie Daft Punk album while you pick up a copy of Tron Identity, available on the Nintendo Switch and Steam. At number 7 is Dead Island 2, a single and multiplayer co-op action RPG zombie game, and the sequel to the 2011 cult classic, Dead Island. The development of this one has been passed around the block a few times, and after finally landing in the hands of the development team Dambuster Studios and published by Deep Silver, this one takes place 17 years after the events of the original game, where players find themselves in the zombie-infested cities of Los Angeles and San Francisco. As one of the few individuals resistant to the zombie pathogen, players' mission is to save what remains of humanity. They'll experience brutal melee combat with various weapons and tactics while navigating through a sandbox environment. With 6 unique characters to choose from and a dynamic skill system, Dead Island 2 delivers an immersive cinematic adventure filled with exciting quests, a diverse cast of characters, and relentless challenging zombies to conquer. If you weren't a fan of the first one, I'd advise you stay away here, as Dead Island 2 is pretty much the same as its predecessor, just adding some polishing touches to its original concept. But for those who love the zombie series and these types of games, smash some Zed Brains and Dead Island 2, available on all PlayStations, Xboxes, and on the Epic Games Store. Number 6, Meet Your Maker, a single and multiplayer co-op first-person shooter base building strategy game developed and published by Behavior Interactive. In this game, players are challenged to build and raid user-generated outposts brimming with traps and guards. Set in a world where genetic materials called GenMat are precious commodities, players must construct their own outposts while infiltrating those created by others to obtain these valuable resources. Equipped with an array of weapons, players can raid outposts solo or with a partner, and can even lead feedback on their experiences. As both builders and raiders, players can continuously upgrade their weapons and traps, improving their outpost designs based on the strategies employed by fellow players. Not that you can't play this one by yourself, but it definitely seems to be an experience best had with others. If you stay away from co-op adventures because of this, don't neglect the power of something like Reddit group finders for specific games. Give bases a 1-star review in Meet Your Maker, available on all PlayStations, Xboxes, and Steam. At number 5 is Mageseeker, a League of Legends story, a single-player 2D pixel hack-and-slash RPG developed by Digital Sun and published by Riot Forge. In what is another steady release of League universe spin-offs like Ruined King and Hextech Mania, the Mageseeker steps players into the shoes of Silas, a spell-stealing mage who has escaped years of captivity under the oppressive Mageseekers. Empowered by the very chains that once imprisoned Silas, it's up to players to liberate Demacia from the Mageseeker's tyranny. Players can master a variety of spells and harness the magic to forge their own playstyle, recruit fellow mages to their cause, and upgrade their base with unique abilities. Additionally, they will unearth the hidden secrets of Demacia's past and battle formidable foes as they strive to change the course of its future. And I will say, although my League days are very much over, my inner Nunu fandom is glimmering as Song of Nunu, another League spin-off adventure game, is coming out later this year. But until then, the Mageseeker will do just fine, available on both Steam and Epic Games. Following in at number 4 is Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened, a remake of the 2008 hit single-player installment developed and published once again by Frogwares. In this nerve-wracking Lovecraftian adventure, reimagined with modern graphics and gameplay, players find themselves in the shoes of legendary detective Sherlock Holmes as they investigate mysterious disappearances across Europe and the US in the year 1882. The remake is fully rebuilt from the ground on up in Unreal Engine, boasting improved graphics, animations, an expanded storyline, and all new mechanics. Experience the game from an over-the-shoulder third-person perspective, while retaining the ability to switch to first-person view for detailed clue finding. Navigate haunting locations, face eldritch horrors, and fight encroaching insanity as you uncover the truth behind a dark cult and its ancient god. And if you look just hard enough, you might be able to find clues about Robert Downey Jr. filming his third Sherlock movie. So pull out the spectacles and Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened remake, available on all major platforms and consoles. At number 3 is Wallworld, a single-player roguelite mining game with elements of tower defense similar to the likes of Dome Keeper, developed and published by Alawar Premium. In Wallworld, players explore procedurally generated mines on their giant robo-spider while discovering exotic biomes, mining valuable resources, and upgrading their equipment to fend off hordes of monsters. Players will experience the changing wall world as they roam freely in various weather conditions and unearth secrets left behind by the quote-unquote others. As players delve deep into the mines to gather resources and technologies for upgrades, they must ensure they return to the Robo-Spider in time as nightmarish creatures will invade. Additionally, they can enhance their exosuit and Robo-Spider's combat abilities to survive the ever-increasing dangers of the wall. To maximize success throughout the wall, players must construct turrets, repair stations and resource harvesters, as well as gather hidden blueprints. Does anyone remember that old Flash game Motherload. I think it was on either Miniclip or Crazy Games, but when I see highlights of this game and Dome Keeper, I always get these memories of playing Flash games back in 2004. Anyways, rediscover parts of your childhood playing Wall World, available on both Steam and the Epic Games Store. Just short of our #1 spot this month so far is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, a remake collection of Advance Wars and Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising, originally released for the Game Boy Advance in the early 2000s. In this single and multiplayer PvP tactical turn-based strategy game, now developed by Way Forward and published by Nintendo, players assume the role of the tactical advisor for Orange Star Army, as they must defend their homeland through strategic battles. The game offers a wealth of modes, including story campaigns, local and online multiplayer, and a map maker. In each mission, the player's objective is to defeat the enemy army by routing all their units or capturing their headquarters. Some maps feature unique objectives like capturing a certain number of cities or surviving for a set number of days. As players progress through the game, they can rank up, earn coins to unlock new COs and maps, and receive additional ranks for their performance in battle based on their speed, power, and technique. As a Game Boy Color enthusiast, I never got my hands on the originals for the Advance, but now that the remakes are available on the Nintendo Switch, I won't be so shy this go around. And landing the #1 spot for the month of April so far is Crab Champions, an early access single and multiplayer co-op roguelike game developed by Irish music producer and solo game developer Noisestorm. In this third-person shooter, players control a crab, yes a crab, using firearms to battle other crabs, critters, and formidable crab bosses. Based on Noisestorm's hit single Crab Rave, the game offers both single-player and multiplayer modes and a variety of crab skin unlockables through in-game achievements. Players can enjoy intense 20 to 40 minute runs with the option to loop endlessly for an even greater challenge. Crab Champions is known for its smooth, responsive movement and combat, as well as carefully crafted visuals that focus on quality and performance. The game features an original soundtrack and encourages players to complete challenges in order to unlock cosmetic skins and test their skills in a higher difficulty known as Nightmare Mode. Notably, with no loot boxes or microtransactions, which I absolutely love, all content is available to unlock by simply playing the game, which is a huge plus considering the game's $10 price tag. As I mentioned earlier, players can join others, up to 3 other teammates, as each run offers different loot combinations, enemy types, and plenty of player choice. Crab Champions is the first indie game to land my #1 spot since I started crafting these lists about 6-7 months ago, probably part and due to the fact that this is being made before a few other big titles this month released, such as Jedi Survivor, and part and due to the fact that April as a whole so far has been pretty lackluster in terms of quality releases. Regardless, this shouldn't take away from the fact that Crab Champions is a fantastic game and one I recommend all people try out with their friends. Crab Champions is available in early access on Steam. And despite a fairly disappointing April, gamers do have a lot to look forward to in May, as Zelda fans get their long-awaited sequel to Breath of the Wild in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is releasing on May 12th. And one might ask, why does Link always carry a shield in these games? Well, I think the answer is that he's really good at deflecting bad jokes. Bada-bum. And if bad jokes are to your taste, check out Gollum's new hairdo in Lord of the Rings Gollum, which finally releases on May 25th after some lengthy delays. Part of me is a bit skeptical on this one, but I also think it has the potential to be great, but we won't know until I return back again next month. So until then, peace out, yo.